dude, baller. Wait, should we start with an intro? I think we should. I think I'm gonna
What is your name, Manny? How about
yeah. You interview me this time. So I think I was just gonna play like music to
That'd be
introduce
yeah. I can
it.
send you some stuff, some stems and stuff.
Yeah. So if you're listening to it before it's up,
Yeah.
rewatch
Yep.
to hear some good tunes.
Dope.
And check out Milk Street now on Space on Spotify.
On Spotify, and
Yeah.
actually, so yeah. So at the beginning of the summer, we released a demo tape, sort of, but it was a live album with a record label called Mushroom Stomp Records. And dope dude named Luke runs that. He's actually putting on a festival coming up called Stomp Fest on the 24th in Portland. Don't worry about that. It might fall. If
All
it
good.
falls,
All good. All good.
Yeah. So we basically, the idea was we wanted to release our songs. We have them recorded. They've been being edited for a while. We're switching some lanes and kind of reworking some stuff. I wanted to get stuff out there, so we went back to OHOP where our first show was, and we recorded a live studio session, like Audio Tree or like Tiny Desk style.
Right.
But
Acoustic?
in OHOP. No, it was all electric actually.
I actually saw that, and it was during the day, right?
Yeah. And it's
great. Oh man,
it's fine. It's
yeah.
fine. So we recorded that there at OHOP. And he does these things. They're called Spore Sessions. There it is.
Yeah.
They're called Spore Sessions. And it's just like us playing our songs in live versions of them, but without the crowd. And it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on everything. We went through a distributor so that we could get it out everywhere. And there's a full video of it on YouTube.
It's great. I actually watched it this summer.
Really?
Yeah, it
Thank
looks
you.
really good, dude.
I appreciate it. It was really fun. And it was cool because it was just like my girlfriend and Josh, our drummer's girlfriend, and Emmy does a ton of stuff. And it was just them in the audience sitting in the chairs, and then us playing, and which was kind of weird, but it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And that was like a funeral for Spaced.
A funeral for Space.
Yeah, that was like
Jesus on the spaceship.
Yeah,
leaving.
Exactly. That was the farewell. We put like all of our some of our merch and like pictures and art people have made for us and a bunch of different things on like the bar, and it's all behind us and stuff. There's like an alien that we got from Divest Fest that someone gave us.
Iconic to Space.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about you guys is you guys, I think, changed the music scene around here. Just the fact that you were like, yo, we're all in this. You want to make art? Make our fucking cover. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a job for everyone. And if you just want to come to our shows and dance and have a good time and be yourself, yo, that's your job.
Exactly.
You know? So
exactly.
I mean,
and that's the thing. Like the audience is like, I want the audience to be part of it, artists to be part of it, musicians, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with like Duplex. Is like make it so we have a platform for like all artists to kind of have a jumping point out of Maine into like a countrywide sphere, like a global sphere even. So we don't want to like, over the summer we actually had our first like client come to us and be like, can we like pay you monthly to like market it and do this and this? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And they were like, what do you pay? And I was like, I guess we're like the family planning of the music and art world, because it's kind of like, I don't want people to like pay absurd amounts of money and get contractually locked in, because I feel like that's like a very dead record label model
aspect. Yeah,
of
totally.
like contractually locking in and like, this is my band that I manage or whatever, you know. I don't like that. So
Smashing Pumpkins had the same problem.
Exactly. Billy Corbin talks about it a lot. So it's like, I didn't want that to happen. So I was like, we should just have like, if people can pay, they do kind of thing. And then, because I want to market either way. And we've gathered tools from like doing Milk Street or what was Spaced. And we want to like give that to everyone, musicians, artists, consumer, you know, like audience members included,
totally.
Whatever it is. Yeah. So no, I appreciate that. We're trying to like really create like a community. And before COVID happened, I mean, it was mostly like, there was a straight edge kid scene, like with like the hardcore scene, which is dope. But there were a lot of like, you can't be part of this unless you're like this, or you can't do this unless you're this, and I never liked that. And it's kind of like punk goes so far in one direction that it becomes another image that you have to uphold. And I hate that. So we're kind of like trying to break that.
Yeah, totally. Oh man, that's a good way to put it. I mean, punk is the punk scene. What do y'all call yourself? Midwest punk emo?
No, yeah, we've
Mid-
been saying Northeast emo.
Northeast emo.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Northeast
Northeast emo, where what? Northern Maine, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Midwest emo mixed with grunge, basically.
Right. So, I mean, there's not really, I mean, a lot. If you go even further north of Bangor,
Yeah.
it's not like you can bring a lot of crowds in because there's not that many people.
No, exactly.
You know?
And like that's the thing. Like, and there's something to be said about like going to a small town where there's nothing going on, and that's like the one thing that is going on. Everyone's gonna go, but it's not like Portland or like 200 people, or you know what I mean? It's
Right,
just different.
right.
And it's not about that. Like we had our first show at Milk Street was the other night at Orner House Pizza. 'Cause that's where we all
Yeah,
kinda
you guys
started.
kicked ass. I was right there.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah, buddy.
So it was like Peach Belly and it was Peach Belly, Borzoi, and then Moxie, a duplex band. Oh yeah,
No, you're all good. I was just wondering if, yeah.
Uh,
Okay, yeah.
it will
Moxie
happen.
and were the first was that first band in high school?
Yeah, actually, that's the band. That's the band we're managing. But yeah, we're trying to. They're phenomenal musicians. And they're definitely going to be one of the bigger ones in the area for sure. I think
Hell
they're
yeah.
bigger.
Hell yeah. All those guys seemed like
Yes, everyone that played that night was like they're like on top.
Love
the
it.
game, you know what I mean? Like they're like they practice, they put time and effort in, and that's like there's so many bands in this area that are like that. But we had 4 bands. Usually we only have 3. We had to start at 9. The venue said, so we ended up going on at like 11:15, and it was Wednesday night, so a lot of people left. So there were like
25 people at the end.
Beginning
but
of the
who
night was
cares?
filled.
All those people were like there to see you
That's
guys.
exactly what I was gonna say. It was like it felt like 300. It was one of the coolest shows we ever had, and it was like some friends, some people we didn't know, but we have a new song. We played 2 new songs that night.
Mhm.
Coffee Cups and one called Spaced. And that one, there's a part in it where we ripped took from a Front Bottom song.
Oh fuck yeah.
And
Love
we were
Front
like,
Bottoms.
yeah, and it's Wolfman, and we were like, is this like because the justification was in one of their songs called The Plan. They have the ending of their song, they use a Built to Spill song, and they rip the entire chorus. When my mind is uncertain, my body decides. He goes on and on. And this, it's totally different chords, but we rip the nothing matters, the importance of nothing from it. And we say that over and over in it. And everyone seemed to, I didn't expect anyone to know that. And there were a ton of people singing along. And I was like, oh, dude, it was so fun. It was so good.
No, I think, dude, that's totally fine. I love Front Bottoms. The Plan was actually like the first song I heard, and I was like, what the? I was going to see them. They were opening up for Weezer.
Yeah.
And I was like, these guys suck. I was like, these guys are terrible. And then I went to see them, and dude, the next week of my life, I was fucking ripping Au revoir, you name it. All 9 songs. You know, all their albums. Dude, Front Bottoms are badass. But I don't think that's really ripping it off, this, that, the other thing. I think with guitar and music, there's a certain point, if you're playing the same chords and same lyrics, then you're just covering it. But if you're like using that to make your own, that's like, I don't think that's,
and it kind of matched the song too, because like
that's
all I could think of when we were playing, like writing the song, because it was like, and it wasn't because it sounded like it necessarily, it was just the lyrics fit in so well. And when we would practice it and I was trying to like come up with lyrics, we would just jam and I would kind of sing, and that always came out. And I was like, we have to use it somehow. Yeah. Because like it kind of breaks out and it just goes, nothing matters, the importance of nothing. That's what she taught me when I was barely listening. And then it goes into everything else. But Space is about like kind of what the band meant. The name at least was kind of like, I mean, the end of the song goes, I've been feeling spaced, I've been feeling suspended in animation, all the things I've kept to myself are bubbling up, which is like how it felt during the time period when we first started the band and we were just starting college and all the way through college, where like we felt like we just were stagnant and not going anywhere, and just like you're beating a dead horse and just beating your head against the wall kind of thing. And not with like the band, but just life in general. And I feel like our generation definitely has that, where they're like depressed and anxious, and just everyone we meet has experienced it at some point. So it's just like, yeah, this is like a communal feeling of like, you just feel like you're stuck. You know what I mean?
Right. No, totally. That's cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, everyone's felt depressed at one point.
Yeah, no, totally.
Everyone's kind of got to go through trauma to be normal. You know,
in
like
our generation, it seems normal. Yeah, it's
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
sad. It feels fucked up to say, but
No,
I think that I don't know. I think the toughest parts of my life make me really appreciate good days.
right. No, 100%.
There was this like comparison I made to the Kardashians the other day. I was like, I was eating some good food down at Timber with my family.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this lobster bisque is good. This is so good, you know? But then I started thinking, I was like, if I was whatever Kim Kardashian
Mhm.
or another Kardashian and I had like a personal chef for every meal of the day,
Mhm.
I don't think I would even be able to tell what's good
Well,
food.
that's the thing because you don't appreciate it because it's
You
just
can't. You
like
would only complain.
no,
You would only
exactly.
complain.
You'd only have references of like what's the best, and I think like
And what's the best is probably like Skittles. If you're
Right.
eating like
Right,
a
right.
personal chef every day,
right,
you know?
like it's like you just want something different.
Yeah,
And like
exactly.
that's the thing. Like I think you need. I think yeah. I mean, it gives you a reference point. It just sucks that we have to go through it. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely. No, but I think at the same point, it sucks that people have to go through it. But dude, the hardest day for some brats is their mom taking away their phone.
Because they have it so good. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's and so like anything worse than that happens, worst day ever.
Right. No.
You know?
And that's the thing. Like, and there's a way to like raise a kid that's fortunate enough or is like is comfortable. You know what I mean? They have
Right. Yeah.
everything they need, and I feel like even if it's more than just basic necessities, so like food, shelter, water, and then there comes like luxuries, right? But I think there's a way to have that stuff and still like raise like a mild mannered child, of like if someone who grows up to be like a productive human being who doesn't melt down at like the
Right.
mere thought of like
Yeah.
their phone breaking or whatever it is, and that's something different because that's addiction. And
Yeah. No. Yeah. Totally. But you know what I mean. You know.
No, 100%.
I think that's it. And music, like the Front Bottoms, definitely puts it. Most punk bands, damn it, like
Yeah.
most punk bands are like Bob's drinking himself to sleep again.
Right,
you
like,
know,
especially, like, folk punk now and stuff. I
like
mean, like
you kind of can relate to
Yeah.
being depressed, but you can also look back and be like, well, Bob's not drinking himself to sleep
Yeah,
anymore,
exactly.
or whatever. I don't
It's
know.
like have you ever listened to Andrew Jackson Jihad?
Oh, of course,
They have
Cigarettes.
yeah,
That's my favorite
They
song.
have that song. I think it's People too, or it might be just People.
Mhm.
But he's like, I once saw a homeless guy chug a bottle of mouthwash on Christmas Eve. Oh, you never could fall too far. And like,
Yeah.
you don't have any. And then the ending says you don't have it any better. You don't have it any worse. You know what I mean? Like it's like,
Right. Yeah.
no, I agree.
Think about that, dude.
At the risk of sounding like a pseudo intellectual, yeah.
Chugging mouthwash. I bet he's just like
People do that.
fiending.
No, yeah,
People do that,
because it has it. If you drink enough of it, you can get a little drunk, a little buzzed, because it's alcohol. But if you can't afford
buddy.
alcohol, dude, I mean, you know what I mean. If you're
Yeah,
like
you're buying
struggling.
mouthwash. How that's so bad.
Yeah, no, it's rough. I mean, it's like, I mean,
That's
if you're
like
gonna drink,
Steve-O. That's like a
Yeah.
Steve-O prank. That's
if you're
disgusting.
gonna like take shots of like Dr. McGillicuddy's menthol, I mean, it's
That tastes like
Yeah.
mouthwash. It really
Exactly.
does,
Yeah,
but a lot better.
yeah. That's the only alcohol that I can no longer really drink, other than Fireball.
Yeah, I don't touch
The
Fireball.
only thing I've ever thrown up was menthol McGillicuddy's.
Only thing.
I don't. And I have ulcers and everything, and I just am careful. But 21st birthday, menthol McGillicuddy's. My friend Sierra and we were taking shots of it, and that was rough. I can't drink it anymore.
Right. I don't really touch hard alcohol. I think I learned in I do actually. I love Tito's. Makes
Really?
make drinks.
Yeah,
Mixed
yeah.
drinks. But
love
I
Tito's,
remember
it's
I used to have like get Fireball when I was in high school
Mhm.
and then bring it to a party, or I wouldn't personally get it. Maybe another one of my friends would. And what I realized is once Fireball's there, whole night's ruined.
No, exact.
Whole night's ruined.
So I agree.
People get crazy on
Uh,
Fireball, dude.
I completely agree. There was so funny story at a lot of our shows last semester, almost every single one. This dude would come up to me with a bottle of Fireball and
Mhm.
say, "Mint." He's like, "You want a mint?" And I'd look down, and it was a little nip of Fireball, and I was like, "Dope." So before almost all of our shows last semester, I would take a shot of Fireball out of a nip. But there was at Divest Fest, this dude came up while we were playing and opened Fireball and put it in my mouth, and I like downed it while we were playing,
Oh yeah.
and it was fun. I assumed it was the same dude. Completely different guy comes up to me on a different night and was like, "I fed you Fireball." And I was like, so there's multiple people in the area walking around with nips of Fireball, just handing them out.
Right. Probably in society.
I want to know who that guy is, though. And if you please message me if you check this out, because I want to. It's the best. I want to talk to him. I want to like interview him and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude. The Fireball man. I
Fireball
love
Man.
that song. I'm on Fireball, dude.
Yeah.
Do.
I
You
might
know that song?
recognize it. I'm not familiar, but I might recognize
I'm on fire. No, never heard of it.
it. I don't know.
It's a dance song.
Oh,
It's like Tequila. You know,
really?
that
Yeah,
song.
yeah,
Dun,
yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not familiar. I might recognize it though.
Fireball. That's all it says. I think that's the only words in the song.
Like Jimmy Buffett or some shit.
Dude, what do you got up here? Let's this is should we take a little tour around Duplex
well,
Studios? Is
this
this where
is-
you record everything?
This isn't where this is where we recorded our song Space that we're coming out with. But this is where I do a lot of the work, like computer stuff, busy stuff, office stuff, booking and management and all that stuff. And then we recorded Divest Fest with this console. It's a Soundcraft Signature 22, so it's like multi-track, so you get like separate individual microphones for individual tracks, so it's like the real deal. And it's partial analog, but it's also made by the same company that makes Lexicon reverbs. But we have a snake that goes out to the living room, but we call it the live room. And that's where we have the drums and, we record instruments. So I'll be in here and I'll mic everything up, come in here, set levels, and then we'll record. Hopefully going to be recording some local bands here. We've done
you've recorded yourself?
Yeah, we've done Milk Street. I've done here specifically, it's just been Milk Street, and my friend Ezra has he has solo stuff he does, but he plays all the instruments, and it's very Elliott Smith mixed with the Beatles mixed with Dinosaur Jr. Like it's very, very cool. Recorded drums for him here the other day. Gonna do Moxie. We're gonna do hopefully a band called White Lighter in the area. Cool dudes. And hopefully other bands like Skyline Drive. I want to get like
Ignition.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's I want to get a bunch of bands in here and record. But yeah, and then we have just band. This is just random. I met the guys in Fiddler one time. These are some of the friends. Frankie Moon and the Dave Matthews, his band. They're a local Midwest emo-ish band. We played with them in Portland, but the guys actually, Frankie, the stage name Frankie. He was from the town over from where I grew up. So we just got talking, and then we did some other stuff. You can't see it from the camera, but
right, Blink 182, all the good stuff.
The tour. Everything in here though, I got either it's related to a show that we played or it's a show that I saw. So like I got them at concerts and stuff.
Yeah, man, dude, playing live music, you don't go back to going to any parties after you start watching live music. And that's different because we're both musicians, but for real, it's the energy that comes around the crowd is not the same.
The energy is just different. It's definitely I prefer parties when it's like people hanging out. If there's no music, just like people hanging and talking and whatever. But if it's like a party, I always prefer there being a live band. I was actually talking to this person last night, this dude I met, who knows some homies from down southern Maine, a band called Bad Move, and they're not around anymore. But he was saying like, yeah, like frats used to have like live bands, like that was like the thing, and now it's just like a DJ. And some frats definitely have like guys with full DJ setups and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just like someone's Spotify and shuffle.
It's just someone has got a speaker.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like whatever. But it's just for me personally, it's just not the same.
Right.
I'm actually going to last November, I was at an Angels and Airwaves concert. And I got very intoxicated. And I jokingly said to our audio engineer who recorded our album, I was with her there, and I was like, listen, My Chemical Romance is coming next September. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's a TD. And I was like, if pit tickets are under $1,000, I'll buy one. This is what she said. I said, I don't remember doing this. And I spent a ridiculous amount of money on a My Chem ticket for a pit ticket, one. And it was like hundreds of dollars. And that I did not have on a credit card. But it's tomorrow. So I'm going to actually get to go see My Chemical Romance.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. I love My Chemical Romance.
So excited.
That's like the first band that really gets a lot of people onto punk. Green Day, My Chemical Romance.
Yeah. And it's funny because once they get older, they don't like Green Day anymore. It's
like, I still love Green Day, but it's
I like their older stuff for sure. Their new stuff's not.
Yeah,
Sounds
come
like a
on.
fucking Tyson
Really,
commercial.
I didn't even really like. I liked what do you call Jesus Suburbia?
Yeah,
That
American
album.
Idiots. I like 21st Century Breakdown as well.
It's not
Um,
nothing after Nimrod and
yeah, it's hard.
Insomnia.
Yeah, I like
It's okay. It changed.
some of Dose, and I like because Uno Dos and Trey were like
Yeah,
mid, and then
Stray Heart. That's a great song.
yeah, Revolution Radio's good, but the newest one is not very good, and it's sad. Mother of All Motherfuckers, I think it's called. It's like,
Dude, bands do that though. They get
yeah,
shitty
and
with
it's
age.
well, it's one of
Everyone
those,
gets shitty with age,
and it's one
dude.
of those things where it's totally subjective. They might be genuinely thinking that they're making something they enjoy. I mean, the pessimistic point of view would be to say that like the label changed them and they changed as they got more popular and are just kind of phoning it in. But like, I think that they genuinely just really like Joan Jett era rock and roll and are trying to go in that direction because they prefer to play that now because they've done punk for 40 years. So they're just kind of bored of it, which I get it. I mean, you can only make so many songs with 4 chords that are yours. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And I think they do really reach on a
yeah.
lot of. They touch a lot of subjects like
political, very political.
not
What do you mean
political, none of
musical?
that bullshit. But freaking mostly just piano. They'll have Oh Gloria, really
Yeah, I
slow,
was gonna
just
say Viva La Gloria.
ballads. They'll have ballads, acoustic tracks.
What's the one that's like, I'd send a postcard sent to you.
Yeah,
if I
exactly. It's
could. Yeah.
Spanish music. They got
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
They're not really just a punk band.
not anymore. No.
Yeah,
And
they're
that's-
not no effects of just
No,
banging. You know.
Yeah, and they went away from that and with American Idiot and all of that, and went into more rock direction. My Chemical Romance, on the other hand, is like strictly like punk. I mean, obviously the common criticism is like that it's like operatic in like a flashy way, or it's like not genuine. I think it's, as someone that like grew up in that generation, I think it is genuine. I think it's genuine art, because Jared Way was a comic book maker before he made, like, he wanted to be.
Are you talking about
My
Chemical Romance? Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
he wanted to be a comic book maker, and then obviously they made their albums.
My Chemical Romance is really good. I think.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. And then now he made comic books eventually, like Umbrella Academy. He made a Batman arc for DC and Dark Horse stuff, and then now they're making allegedly a new album. But I mean, like, they are artists. That's why their stuff is like very like flashy, like it's conceptual, it tells a story. So they're doing like the Black Parade thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get the common like, oh, it's like, my dad calls it bubblegum punk, but it's like,
yeah, it is bubblegum punk. But I think the singer for My Chemical Romance
phenomenal.
Is an amazing lyricist.
Yes, that
like
too.
lyricist. That is what makes that whole band to me come together. I hear the songs and I'm like, that is creative. The way he just put that, you know,
especially Black Parade era.
Black Parade,
Danger Days too, but not as much, I think, as like Black Parade or like their old stuff, like Demolition Lovers era, and like I think it's like I call it I Brought You Bullets, or I Brought You My Love, You Brought Me Bullets, or something like that. Like Vampire Bunny off of Danger Days is really good. Yeah, no, they have a lot of good stuff. But I'm excited,
dude. That's gonna be awesome. You're gonna have a blast. There's so many good shows. This like month. August and September, that's the time to go see music.
It was Built to Spill came to Maine. Dinosaur Jr. came to Maine.
Everclear. I was trying to find someone to go with.
Dude, I got free tickets.
What?
And I couldn't go that night. Yeah, I got. And Lit was opening. I didn't know, so I gave him to Joe, Skyline Joe, and he was there, and he's like, dude, I think Lit's opening. It's like one of his favorite bands. The people who sing like, please tell me why. Yeah. And I guess they opened, and I guess it was like barely anyone was there. I guess there was like no crowd at all.
That's sick.
So they'll probably never come back. But...
No. They the lead singer for Everclear comes up to Maine every year. I think he has family in Bar Harbor because he plays like really small venues in Bar Harbor like every other year.
That's sick.
Yeah, it is cool. But I wanted to see. That's my favorite band, Everclear.
Really?
Yeah, I was so bummed. I couldn't find anyone else to go with.
Go by yourself.
No,
that's
are you kidding me?
With my cam.
Yeah, it's true. But you have like $1,000 tickets, you know, like going on the lawn by yourself is like kind of it's like going into OHA by yourself. It's kind of like, shit, this guy's suspect. Number one.
Yeah, we've had pit tickets were like $30 that day.
Yeah,
it was cheap. I'm surprised
it was $36. I was gonna buy them before, but
damn,
I should have just went. I should have just went and been like, $20
I know a
for a
lot of people who
ticket.
won't go to shows by themselves, but like, fuck it, dude. You should go to show. Like, I think if people like want to, they just do it.
Yeah, I think it depends because I would go to your show by myself because I'm obviously going to see other
Homies
people
from
there.
home,
I know, you
I
know,
went
but
to what broke my thing was so I was 16. I knew my girlfriend at the time had broken up. So there for like 4 years,
Mhm.
and
Sorry to hear that. Damn.
no, I was young.
Yeah, but still,
In the
dude,
past.
4 years.
No, yeah, she was like, yeah, no, but so we broke up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on a vacation with my friend. So me and my best friend Jake, we went to Florida. I stayed. My aunt has a place down there. Stayed for like 2 weeks, and then we came back, and Boston Calling was happening that weekend. So I was like, I want to go to fuck. It was like Weezer, Cage the Elephant, Mitski,
Oh
Car
yeah,
Seat Headrest.
I remember it was in New
Pup.
Hampshire, right?
No, Boston Calling, Boston.
Oh,
Boston,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
Car Seat Headrest, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just go by myself, I guess. So he went back home on the train, and I stayed. Ran out of money completely. Like ran out of all of my money while I was there, but I went alone. And I like was free. I was like, God, I don't know anyone. Like I'm just hanging back. And then I just started like hopping in, and I was like, I'd literally walk up to people that were standing in line to get merch.
You
Like,
could
"What's your
you
name?"
could literally probably walk backstage if you're
Yeah,
alone.
100%.
You
And
could.
that's the thing. Like
That is
when
that is
you're
true. But those memories you're only gonna have
Yeah,
to yourself. So
exactly.
it's
So
like
it's like who you sharing it with.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little bit less. Means a little
Yeah,
bit less.
exactly. But like I think that's something as a community and society we should like try to get past is like your memories mean so much because you're experiencing them, not necessarily because you're sharing them with other people. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah,
it's great to share things
that's a
with
good
other people.
point.
It's great to have family and community, and that's incredibly important. But like first and foremost, have like cherish your own things. You know what I mean? Like what you have going on. Like there's so many. I have voice memos in my phone, like hundreds that are just like songs that I wrote for me and will never use because just weren't picked out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I see what you're saying, man. No, I think I struggle with that completely.
me too,
I
100%.
can't spend any time alone.
Yeah, same. I am the and it's funny because I'm extroverted in the sense that I'll talk to anyone. Like I used to when I was little, my mom was like, just walk up and say, "Hi, my name's Jonah. What's your name?"
Mhm.
So that's what I literally did for like my entire
Hi, my
childhood.
name's Jonah.
I'd walk up to like children, even when I was told, like, "Hi, my name's Jonah. What's your name?"
Yeah.
Like, what's your name? And then I did that at Boston Calling when I got older. So I mean, it works. That's the thing. Like that shit actually like it
Totally.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter what you say, and if they don't vibe, then it's like whatever.
Yeah. I think, dude, meeting people's the most fun part about
Yeah.
fun part about socializing. You're
Yeah.
like, dude, when I met you, I was like, damn,
Right, exactly.
we're gonna be homies.
No,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly. But then I'm also like incredibly introverted in the sense where like most days I want to like be inside and just like kind of do my thing and like
Play music.
yeah, and like yeah, I get very worn out in like social situations, so I just kind of do my thing. But my like job and career and like what I want to do and one of the things I do with my life make it so I have to go out and do things and talk to people all the time. So you kind of get used to it. You know what I mean?
Totally, yeah, dude. But I think interacting with people and actually going out and doing things, you need to have that. Like, there's a lot of people that
obviously, yeah, of course.
can't. They are so self-conscious. It probably something that happened to them in their past. You know, maybe it's even being bullied. You know, to
Yo,
a certain
totally.
extent.
I mean,
Which,
yeah.
hey, I'm not. I've been bullied before, and I think
too.
it probably fucking good for me. At the end of the day, I think it was fucking good for me because if I was never bullied, then I would not know how to deal with fucking,
Right,
someone being a
no,
dick or standing up for yourself. So I mean,
I know what you're saying.
I think
yeah.
there's like, but if you're bullied all the time, you don't know how to stand up for yourself. You're never gonna go out.
Yeah, there has to be like, there must be some way to like
Ace life.
experience. Yes, experience wise, because you need like a certain amount of. So basically, what we're boiling down to is like you need experience of negative things to get used to negative things and learn how to cope and deal with negative things. But at the same time, you can't have so many negative things that you are
it
smothered
overwhelms
in,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
So like we have to find a way to like help people experience negative things without having them to actually go through negative things.
Yeah,
maybe
totally.
there'll be like a virtual reality thing. You know,
that's
like
scary.
Getting
Let's talk about that.
Getting bullied.
Yo, I think that you can I'm gonna go on fucking Second Life and bully people. Remind them of their first life.
Oh
Remind them of their first life.
I forgot about Second Life. Yo chat and all that shit.
There's that Office episode where Dwight has a second life. Have you seen it? And it's like
Probably.
the same thing as his life, but he can fly. Anyways,
That's so funny.
Second Life, right?
I
Dude,
used to play all that shit.
that you did?
Yeah, I played that, and I played fucking
But the weird part is now you can do it in your friggin' VR set.
VR chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
bizarro.
There's a lot of that shit now.
I don't support that, do you?
Really.
I think it's a fucking way for pedos to meet fucking people.
Totally. Yeah, I think that like I don't know. I think that's one of those things where like that's what people said about like the internet in general. I mean, that's what my parents view about social media. Not all, some one of my parents view about social media, where it's like all you're doing on there is like meeting pedophiles and like you don't know who the people are and it's scary for kids and this and this.
Oh my god, I'm an old fucking man saying that.
100%. That is a risk, but like at the same time, like there's like a famous quote. I forget who it was, but it was like my grandmother said like it was like someone's grandma talking to them, and it was like my grandmother said that electricity was going to ruin society, and she was terrified of it, and like would like ground me for using it, and this and this. But your parents are now saying that to you about like internet and X, Y, and Z, and obviously.
But this is This is
different.
Yeah. This is.
It's also different because we're the ones experiencing it.
We're on the dude. We're on the brink of the world changing fast.
Yes, and I mean
we're already going through a really fast changes.
Has changed more in the last like 60 years than it did the previous 60 years before that. So it's like I get it. But when it comes to VR, I don't think that's the real danger. I think the real danger is just like people getting even more lazy than they are, or people being more even introverted than they are. I mean, there's some countries, right, where like people have such hard trouble like finding like dates or like being able to talk to people and socialize with people that they'll pay people to be friends. Like they have like friend services and weird shit. Like
that's what old guys. What
do
you call those?
These are like
lonely old guys.
No, these are like people our age, just in countries that favor work ethic over social interaction and experience.
But they have what?
It's like
they have money though. They have money.
Other people to it's cheap services. So it's like us. It's like if I hired you to talk to me because I couldn't initiate a conversation without.
Where is this? Where is this?
Mostly Eastern countries and stuff. But it's like all
in like Middle East. You're saying?
No, like I know this was happening in Japan. I know.
Oh
yeah, like countries that favor work ethic over. I'm trying not to.
Yeah, Japan.
Stigmatize anything.
No, dude, like, you're not. We're just talking.
Countries that favor work ethic over.
No, Japan is that's intense.
Yeah.
Japan is known to be intense.
Yeah, work ethic wise. I mean, yeah.
Hardest.
Yeah.
What do they said? Hardest workers in the world, dude. Fucking
right, exactly. And I mean, like, there's like something about other cultures that favors experience over. I mean, that was like a product of the 60s in America specifically, though, like favoring, and 60s and 70s, like favoring like the experience of life and your own personal living experience over. I mean, that's like the Jim Morrison MO, right? Like that's like his whole thing was like be homeless and trip acid on a roof because you're experiencing more than you'll ever will making money.
I think here in America is more like actually Japan. It's more like you have to work to live. Or here, sorry, I said that wrong. Here, I think it's more like you need to like you live to work. Like I love working.
Yeah,
it's something that I think a lot of people don't really relate to. But if it's on this, if it's on learning a magic trick, if it's on doing a job, whatever it is, I love working.
Right, it gives us purpose.
But in Europe, I went to school with a shit ton of Europeans, and their MO is they like we live to work, they work to live.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Like, they do it as a product of.
We do it like you're supposed to like put everything into your job, focus everything into society, make a shit ton of money, raise your kids. And Europe's more like, look, let's like lay back, let's let's relax for a little bit.
I
you
were saying that like the power, like in terms like they had to work more to survive as opposed.
No. I like the whole culture is a lot more like laid back. I think relaxed.
Yeah, I'd have to see like the statistics and stuff, but like I think if that's the case, like it's a product of like the American dream. You know what I mean? I mean that's the product of like
because being called lazy here is like that offends me,
and that's crazy,
you
right?
know.
Like,
but in Europe, it's like, oh, I'm just feeling lazy. I'm just gonna smoke cigarettes in my backyard all day. Like and that's like fine, you know. I went to school with a bunch of European kids, and they were like, it's just different.
Maybe they had money. Maybe those specific
Yeah,
people
true.
anecdotally had like a bunch of money or something.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
like,
Oh, dude, they're going to school in
that's what I'm
America.
saying. So
Fucking
maybe, like,
definitely.
there's definitely people that like have to work their asses off just to get by everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
And, like,
absolutely.
I think like there was like the idea of the American dream that like you work and you climb the corporate ladder and then you
Mhm.
get married and you live a good God-fearing life, brother. And
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit.
Respect
And, like,
God, respect your
right,
family.
Exactly. Like it's like that's like I remember I tried to, there's one Super Bowl I've ever watched because I'm not a sports guy.
Oh,
One
yeah.
football game I've ever watched in my life was one
Better
year.
than the Patriots.
It was 1 year the Patriots won, yeah.
Yes.
And I remember they went up to the fucking dude, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And they were like,
the fucking dude.
and they were like, what do you think of the game? And he's like talking to someone else. The reporter's like on this side of him, and he's like looking this way. And she's like, what do you think of the game? And he's like, what? And then she started talking. He interrupted her, and he went, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna kiss my wife. I'm gonna drink Bud Light, and I'm gonna say goodnight to my kids. And
Tom Brady
and it's
didn't
like,
say that, but I totally
100%,
believe it. I totally
promise
believe
you.
it.
I could find you the clip. I'll send it to you. And I remember thinking, I'm never watching football again. I was like, that is like the stereotype of like that is like 100% the like bullet points they're given in their PR training of
Yeah.
like if someone comes up to you, you don't have to say just like Bud Light,
Bud Light.
my wife, she's blonde, she's got boobs, and my kids. Like
Yep.
that's like
I think, dude, one time I was hanging out with this kid from England, and I was like, yo, impersonate like an American, you know? And he's like, beer, boobies, and football.
That's what my friend, I had a friend from Manchester. His name is Luke. He's actually like traveling the country right now in a bus with his family.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him forever. I miss him a lot. Think about him.
Shout out Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke Jillings. And he was
I love people like that in your past who you like connected with, but they're on to different things.
Yeah. And
like
he was actually, before I met him, he was part of he described it as like the Navy SEALs of Britain, essentially, where he would do shit like ski down into like holes of ice and stuff for training, like crazy shit. And he's done some insane stuff. And he came here and I met him working at a restaurant, and he's traveling the country, but he would always say, you've got your French fries. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have my French fries and my hamburgers and shit like that. You know, it's funny.
Yeah, dude, it is funny. Dude, American food sucks. So does
everything kind of
food in England sucks too. Like they're like hummus, hummus and beans and toast.
Cheese and garlic, bro.
No, I like all food, honestly. I think this year has been my first year being like I am just not like I'm not even hungry for fast food.
Yeah, I'm like I've been eating so much fucking pizza.
Yeah.
As a result of working at the pizza place, that I'm just like, it's great, it's amazing food, but I'm just like, holy shit, like, I'm bartending, but it's what's there, and I'll like wake up and I'll be like, I want like a salad, like I need like,
dude, I totally feel that. Like I need like health food. I need health food right now.
But yeah, no, it's
dude, why'd you change your name to Milk Street? Let's bring it up.
Yeah, Milk Street right there. So we actually there was a big band from so we started in 2018. Basically, this is like the chronological order, would be the easiest way to break it down. 2018, we start under, it's me and a kid named Jordan. We write I wrote Baseball, Daydream, Home, and Punk Life Your Pop in the beginning of Axe to Grind. We fleshed some of it out together. We have a show. That poster there, you can't see it on camera, but that poster with the skull on it, that was our first show ever. And that was with a bunch of hardcore bands, actually, and we sucked. But Josh and Gabe had never heard the songs before. They hopped on, like, we need a drummer and a guitarist. So they hopped on, a lead guitarist. So they hopped on.
It was up north, Dover Foxcraft.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they played with us. They never heard it, but they played with us that day. They stuck with us. Jordan and me had a falling out, and then Josh and Gabe and me went on to do everything we've done. So last year, November, we're getting ready to release The Scariest Part. And I look, and there's another band that's popped up in 2021 called Space. And I was like, shit. But, you know, they were small. They had a demo tape out. But I was like, okay. But they released something on Spotify first. We had a demo on SoundCloud first. which is still up, and it's me playing everything except for bass, and it's not good, but it's on SoundCloud. And so I was like, shit, that's fine. Like, whatever, maybe it'll be fine. They get on crazy builds with like 4 Year Strong and like some bigger hardcore bands from New York. And I actually dig their shit. They're female fronted. They seem like dope people. And I reached out to them and I was like, hey, later on, so first basically we were like, what do we do about it? We really attached to the name Spaced, but then Josh was like, I mean, we kind of, they joined Spaced. I know it was me and Jordan, and then we became that, and it became important to us, but we were like, we should change our name. So we went through like hundreds of names over the last like year. Like we were just like, what do we do? What do we do?
It's hard to rebrand at this point too.
Yeah.
Like you guys are doing it,
we're
but
not on like a national scale. But
yeah, it's not a national
it's
scale.
Locally, we were like known as Space Guys. Like we'd see people in the grocery store and they'd be like Space Boys if we were together and shit. So it was like, we were like, fuck, like what do we do? And then Gabe and me became friends really tight because we bonded. We found the band Fiddlar and Joyce Manor together, and we were like, this is what we've been looking for, and we like loved it together. We would like jam together. That's how we started playing music together, because we shared a love of that. And then we went to a Joyce Manor show, and then we were like, it was like this like peak of our like friendship, like our brotherhood. And we're on our way back, and we're like exhausted. We're leaving Boston. We're driving all the way back here, and it's like 10 at night. And Gabe looks over, and there's a huge sign that says Milk Street, and he's like, Milk Street? What the fuck is that? And it was just goofy. And then we were like, I was like, that's the band name. That's what we should do. And then we would kind of go to a couple. There's a cemetery where I ended up writing baseball that has like a baseball park in it. And we were going to name it the name of that cemetery. We threw a coin around a couple of things, but we just kept coming back to Milk Street.
I like it.
I don't know why, but we identify with it. And we think it could be something. So yeah, and then since we've had a guy from New York, his name's Alex, he made us a dope t-shirt design that's going to be coming out. Our friend Gavin, who made the Scariest Part cover art, he made us these Dragon Ball designs. I'll give you some stickers before you go. We put them on stickers.
Oh yeah, buddy.
We're gonna put them on t-shirts and shit. Yeah, so we've got a lot of cool stuff. It's just stuff that we like. Like we like Dragon Ball. We grew up liking it, so we're like, fuck it, let's get this. And like, I was like, we should, like, I love, like, I feel like we really resemble, like, that, like, we're just all chasing that nostalgia feeling, you know what I mean, of, like, our childhood, and, like, so we kind of are trying to mold a lot of our stuff around that, and, like, it's just that's kind of how we've always done things, is it's kind of just what happens in the moment is how it is. It's, like, genuine, and that's what we wanted it to be from the start, was that no matter what we did, it had to be, like, how we're feeling. It's just genuine.
Totally, yeah.
And that's why we don't get too hung up on, like the front bottoms thing. Like, it's just how I'm feeling genuinely. So it's like, that's what I want to say. You know what I mean? And like, Milk Street, it just resonated for whatever reason. It's just a feeling. Yeah. And like, that's like, I don't know how.
And naming street names after bands, I love that. Yeah, shit. Right. And like, I love that shit.
I appreciate it. And like, even with the guitar, I don't always know what notes I'm playing, and it probably shows sometimes. But like,
no, dude, like, you're a punk band. Yeah, that makes it part of it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, this feels good. This is what I feel right now. And if it's not, then I change it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And it's like, even when I'm writing songs, my lyrical process is I sit down and just start playing, and I'll just kind of ramble over it verbally, and something will stick. And like, that's how almost all of our songs are written.
Yeah, man. So I know how it is. Yeah.
That's kind of how it came up.
They wanted to be called Hysteria.
Hysteria? Oh yeah. Tell me about that. Yeah.
And well, I'm in a band right now called Ignition, which I love that name because my father's in a band called Throttle. So I think that's pretty cool. Car themes. Yeah. I don't even really care about cars too much, but my Kia Sedona. No, but they want to be called Hysteria, and I was like, it's all right. It's hard to spell. Like, I can spell it, you know. And then we thought of some other ones. I wanted to be called Hannibal Hamlin because that's a famous guy from Maine. I wanted it to be like, not a Leonard Skinner theme, but you know how Leonard Skinner is named after somebody. Just bands that nobody in the band is actually named that.
Yeah, no, exactly. We were gonna name our band Uncle Henry.
Oh yeah, I like that one. One that you actually told me when I think
the last time we talked.
No, like one of the first times we ever met. I was like, "Yo, I want to be in your band," and we were talking about that for a little bit. But you were like, "We want to change our name to Vacation Land."
Yeah, that was
my favorite. I wanted to name
Land was dope.
Vacation
I
Land.
think we didn't do that because there was already a band named it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I
Main
think what it
themes are so cool.
was-
Pine Tree Riot. That's the
Yeah.
coolest fucking
we
name,
were
dude.
going to go with Lotus Grove. That was
Oh, that's
gonna
a
be the name for a
I
minute.
like that one a lot.
But that was the name of the cemetery. But that was just
Or the
was-
baseball field.
Yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
wrote baseball, so I was like, that'd be a good name. But
I like that one a lot.
didn't
yeah.
happen, obviously. And Milk Street resonated better. So.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, thinking of band names is fun, but when you think of a good one, it's not because of
It's
you're
like,
actually
oh.
thinking of one.
No, exactly. And
It's
that's
just
how
like,
Taste
oh
was.
man, Duplex.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a good
exactly.
name.
And that was just literally because we were living in a duplex. I mean, we still are when we started it, and then
Yeah.
I was like, I like Scooby Doo. Like that was
Yeah.
like literally like that's all I could think about was like that type of stuff. So yeah, no, it's things just come, that's what I like. Like that's what I feel like the Front Bottoms do, where it's just genuine, it's just true, it's just and that's
Yeah.
Nirvana. It's just who
Yeah.
it is. You know what I mean? It's just you see what you see is what you get kind of thing. And so I don't want to try to be anything we're not, and that's why we really waited on the name thing. And we had, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where all
Dude.
of us are super unsure people anyways, so we just kind of have to go with what we feel.
Yeah, totally, man. Dude, so you're in a 3-piece band, right?
Yep.
And let's talk about this, dude. This could be a cool subject. So you're the front man, basically.
No, I mean, no.
You write all the songs.
Well,
you play guitar and sing.
I play guitar and sing. We write the songs together, but we don't really have a front man. It's just us as a collective.
Exactly.
It's Miller
But
Street.
you're all together. You guys got what are some challenges, dude? Challenges that you face when you're recording together? Like I know, like
Josh won't stop playing drums when I'm tuning, and Gabe won't shut the fuck up. Kidding,
dude. No, dude. That's like playing with people. Like playing with people aren't possible, right? People make it so hard to play with each other.
With I love those guys more than almost anyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like,
but if you're too easy, people don't like that. If you're too hard, people don't like that. Everyone's kind of like got their niches and the tough parts about them. So really, when everyone comes together and plays a fucking sick song, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's what
I like, that we're all very different. Like
totally,
I come from a very everything but grunge and jam band and like Blind Melanie, Nirvana, punk background. The one thing that's what Gabe and me share in common is Gabe came from loving Green Day as well and Weezer and stuff like that. But he, as he went on, got into like metalcore, like Polyphia and
totally
fucking, I don't know. He could tell you the rest. I don't know.
Gabe was dating my neighbor when I was a freshman. And that's how I know Gabe. Yeah.
Kate?
Yeah, Kate. Yeah.
That's funny.
And he was like, yo, dude, come jam in a Roostic. And I was like, you're in the sober dorm, motherfucker. I'm not coming to jam in the sober dorm. Come drink a beer.
That's funny.
But I regret it because he's obviously a great guy. But
and then Josh grew up he grew up in the hardcore scene. His brother was in the straight edge scene, and before it got like really niche and shit, and like and so that comes together and has like these crazy hi-hat fills mixed with like technical but on bass, and then my just playing whatever comes in.
You guys really too. I mean, you guys fit together. I mean, that's a really tough part about playing. When I was talking about like really being with people you love, like truly love, and you're like, I can say anything and not have to be like, ooh, that's a bad idea, and not have to worry about like.
There was a learning curve though. I mean, there was a time when I didn't feel comfortable saying I don't like that, and like Josh, all of us did, and I think that
me too.
We went through. It was funny. So we really popped off as a band. Not popped. That sounds dumb, but we popped off. We started like playing
Slay
shows.
Queen.
We started playing shows regularly. Last November.
Yeah.
And the year before that, we all went. There was a turning point the year before that we all went through something kind of as a group. And then in our friend group and in our personal lives together, that made us stronger as friends overall. Like it was just something that had to be like fleshed out and like ironed out, and like we did it and we got through it, and like we came out like loving each other like family more than anyone. And we all struggled with our own like identity. Not all of us, I shouldn't speak for them, but like I know a couple of us struggle with our own like identities within our own like family groups and stuff, and not in like a big way. Like my family, I knew I was loved, I knew I was part of
Yeah,
it,
absolutely.
but I just, because of my own like mental illness, just felt like a loner and stuff, and felt like I wasn't part of that unit always.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And it was my mental illness, so I
Not fitting in. That's the
right.
toughest thing in the
So
world.
this is the first thing that we all feel like we have a place and fit in. That
Right.
was part of the name change too, because we want to make sure that this is something that the names, it's
All
something we
connect
all
to
resonate
you.
with.
Yeah.
Like it's all of us. We all did this,
Mhm.
as a group. It wasn't like me with someone else and they came in and
Yeah.
so we went through that, and then we're better off because of it. And I think there was something that switched, and that was right after that, right when we got through it and it all ended, we started writing His House. And that was one of the best songs, in my opinion, that we have. That's like my favorite, probably, other than like the new stuff. And that song really got us through that time period. Like it gave us an excuse to get together and keep writing, keep trying, and keep going. And then that took like a full song, like 3 months,
Yeah.
4 months to write, because we couldn't get together all the time. And we were like, there were a couple of days where I was like, oh my God, like I couldn't stop like zoning out and disassociating. So I was just getting stressed and frustrated, and I didn't know what to say or do. I'm like, do we sound like shit? Do we sound good? Like, what is it? There's too many variables. And then when they just clicked, it just something clicked, and we were just like, yep, this is it. I think we recorded a video of ourselves playing to post or something, and I was like, yeah, this is the shit.
I think, dude, everyone needs to go through that like space. If you're playing music, like you gotta suck.
It's so uncomfortable. It's
You
so
got
gross
to
me.
suck. If you're ever gonna be fucking good at
There's
anything, you gotta suck.
Some shows still, I
And that's
feel
the
like,
toughest part in music.
I feel like there's a time, even this summer, there's a few shows where I was like, we would play and I would get off and I feel like I sounded like shit. I'd go up to our one of my best friends, Emmy, Josh's girlfriend, but she does all of our like, she helps with a lot of all the photography and then management and certain other things. And I was like, I feel like I sucked. And she was like, no, you didn't. It sounded great. It was actually one of the best shows. One time she's like, that was one of the best shows you guys have had. And I was like, nah, it was like garbage.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking awful. And sometimes, I mean, you think you suck and you don't. I mean, it's other people, or at least other people think you didn't.
Totally, man.
So yeah, I mean, it's just being an artist.
I think that true though. I remember when I started playing music in front of people every week at the pub, at the campground, or when I started freestyle rapping, like 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna fucking suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're never gonna nail it the first time, but you started last year. You got plenty of time. You had plenty of time to really like know each other, get good, write together. The other thing, and doesn't matter if 9 times out of 10 you suck. That 9th time or that 10th time, baby,
and that's what it's
about.
That's
son.
the thing, and that's you're always just kind of building towards.
That's a drug. That 9th time or 10th time, it doesn't even matter about the other 9 times that you sucked.
Exactly.
That time that you fucking rocked it, that's the time that you're gonna build everything off of.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I've been trying to do magic lately because I want to like do like in this new band. I don't know if they're gonna let me, but I want to do everything. I don't want to do everything personally. I want to make it like a show. I want to do magic. I want to do comedy. I'm trying to do stand-up comedy at like the open mic night in Bangor. I want to make it all. I want to make it so it's like not just like, oh man, these guys were a band and they played some songs that weren't that good. It's like Love Laced Up. Love Laced Up did something last year that really changed the tone of the whole show, which was they did the melodies for Still Dre and a bunch of rap songs. Today Was a Good Day, and this guitarist was killing it.
Really?
But it was actually at Ho-Up, yeah. And
cool.
he was, and they weren't rapping, they were just playing the melodies.
Yeah.
But it was so different that people knew what it was.
Right.
People weren't singing it, people were loving it,
Yeah,
and that I went home and that's what I remembered,
Right.
But dude, that takes a lot of practice to just get to that point to where you can actually be creative and be good,
Yeah. I think you guys are gonna be good because Ben, you're all talented.
He's a great singer.
And Ben's phenomenal. I mean, he's the singer for Skyline Drive, and
he can sing Freddie Mercury or Killing in the Name.
Exactly.
He's got Dude, all of them. I'll introduce my band members, even though they're not here. They'll be on the podcast soon. We got Josh on guitar.
Joshua.
Chesney. He
Oh.
is a junior, but
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
came from CMCC, I think. He's
Dope.
a fucking
I
badass.
know the name.
Yep, he kills it on guitar. He's just a nasty guitarist.
Dope.
He grew up, and I think his father is in a band, and just growing up with that culture,
Mhm.
you know, like I think he's far ahead of everybody else in the band. Connor, me and Connor, Melanson, fucking
Yeah.
love Connor
I
Melanson.
love him.
He's the man. I don't even know why I haven't got him on the podcast yet.
Connor played.
Yeah, he played with you guys.
yeah,
He talks
jumped
about
on-
that all the
He
time.
jumped on drums with us, and that was fucking cool. It was really cool.
Yeah,
I
and
love Connor so much.
he brings the energy to all the shows.
Yeah.
You know, like you know that like maybe you won't be playing the best that night, but you know that Connor Melanson
Yes,
will
he's
be in
gonna
the front row.
He's going to be all in.
Yeah, and he's gonna be loving it, and everybody else is gonna love it
He's one of my
after
favorite
that.
people. Yeah.
So Connor, and he's the man, dude. I don't have enough good things to say about Connor. Like,
No, I know. I always feel bad because at shows I'm always so distracted because usually I'm trying to like talk to people and meet
Yeah,
people
yeah.
and do whatever and have fun and hang out. But usually I'm so overwhelmed with just the social situation. I feel like I'm like, yeah, and then I like kind of
Yeah,
like go on to the
totally.
next thing. But like, no, dude, I love Connor so much.
Connor's
I
the
love
man.
Connor so much.
And and Ben's the lead singer.
Obviously.
And he plays piano too, and he's a badass.
Ben's
I think he's majoring in music or something like that.
Probably. He
See him
better
at
be.
McDonald's.
Fucking
Drive
better
through
be.
that
Dude, I know, I
drive-through.
drove through the drive-through the other day on my
He'll
way
sing
to-
you a song.
I went on
Yo.
I went on the way to my was going to my girlfriend's birthday party a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And at OT, and I was thinking to McDonald's. I'm hungry as fuck. We're gonna be drinking. So I go through it. I'm like, Ben, and he's like, what the fuck's up? And we got talking, and then I was like, all right, well, good to see you, man. I'll see you later. And I looked forward, and there was like a line of cars, and I was like, and then we kind of looked at each other, and I was like, so how you been?
yeah. And then you like pull up forward like a foot,
like,
but like you
alright.
both are like,
Yeah, and you gotta like obviously take orders and stuff. And then I get to my girlfriend's Teresa's, and and then Gabe comes through with also McDonald's, and I'm like, guess who I saw? And he's like, Ben, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yes. And he's like, yeah, dude, I fucking. No,
That's awesome.
I'm,
Dude, how's Teresa doing? She living at OT?
My girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
She's Teresa's great. We lived together this summer, and she helped a lot actually with some marketing stuff and some art stuff for Milk Street.
Mhm.
She's been like super supportive. It's interesting because when we started the band, I was not in a relationship, and a lot of the songs were about the fact that I wasn't in a relationship and I was like single and lonely or I'd been broken up with or whatever, you know what I mean? So now that I'm like in a relationship, it's like
totally
and, like, a
different.
dedicated
Totally different
relationship, you know,
vibe.
it's like serious. So it's like, you know, and it's. I mean, we're writing some of the songs like Coffee Cups is like a happy song,
Right?
It's like,
yeah.
and we're like playing that. You know what I mean? It's like technically a love song.
Yep.
So it's like
That's awesome. Man.
yes, but we're just trying to be as genuine.
You become so much more. You bloom creatively when you're in love.
Yes. Yeah.
And you make stupid fucking decisions also when you're in
Totally,
love.
100%, like.
Yeah.
No, it's just different music writing. It's definitely affected the music writing process in a positive way. So it's fun.
Totally.
It's made me feel more amped to kind of do the things I want to do and more dedicated and stuff. And that comes with a healthy relationship. I mean, I've been.
Oh yeah, dude. Healthy or not healthy, dude. If you're writing about something you really are feeling, like that is liquid gold
and
compared to
like
the concrete that
yes.
is just like, yo, I threw a ball against the wall.
Yeah,
instead
no,
of like, you know, like if you're
Exactly.
really writing about something that happened to you, like baseball for you, for example,
that was
or a lot of them, you know,
Exactly.
someone who you care about dies, like you can really tap into like that flow state of writing.
There was a song, or it's gonna be on the next album. So we're releasing our upcoming album. And maybe we can get the whole band on and talk about it. But then
we gotta do that.
Yeah.
Here too, dude. I'll bring my mics.
Yeah, totally. So we're releasing an album, and then we're writing stuff already for the next one. And we have a lot of ideas, including one I wrote when I was about 16, called The Smiths. And like, because the Smiths have that as a band, have that like melancholy sound and whatever. And the song was phrased as like meeting a girl and falling in love and whatever, and like a toxic relationship, but it's actually about like a relationship with mental illness, like depression specifically. And at that time, I remember that day, it was a really rough day and a lot of shit happened. And I think the first line, it's like, the first day that I met you, it felt like listening to the Smiths, like rainy days, warm coffee and tea. And then it kind of goes from there. And then as it goes on, you realize it's like about mental illness and not like a girl, but it sounds like it's about like someone you like are in love with that hurts you and stuff. And which it is, it's comfy. It's like super comfy to like get
I
under a
love you
blanket.
so
Yeah.
much, it hurts
Yeah.
me.
So like get under a blanket and like be cozy and just like let yourself sink in. And you know what I mean? It's nice, but it's not good. Same with relationships sometimes.
Sleeping
But
in. Dude, that's a good thing to write a song about,
sleeping
dude.
in.
Sleeping in, comparing it to like your
You could use it-
comfortability in a
Yes,
relationship.
You could use it as a yeah, totally, 100%.
Because it's like you gotta get up, you gotta do something about it. You
Exactly.
gotta do something about it, boy.
Exactly.
But really, I mean, it's not good for you.
But no, that song was one of the most like genuine moments, like where I wrote the whole song in a day. If the lyrics aren't still, there's one part of that I want to kind of alter, but like, that's one of the songs that's definitely like written from a point of just like, this is how I'm feeling. This is like the best way to describe what's going on right now. So I think that's one of my favorite. I'm excited to actually get that going and play that. Slide Off too. Slide Off is a song we play live a lot, and it's going to be on the album, the second one, but it's about like a really traumatic experience I had, and just letting it, just pretending you're okay with it kind of thing. And that too is very like in the moment, like reflecting more, but like that's genuine. That's what we try to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Dude, there's a lot to be said about writing.
Yeah.
It's actually like, it's one of the few things that you can really, when you're writing down your feelings, then you can start thinking.
And I know people who are like artists in other ways, like painting and stuff, but they still write down like everything, you know, and
writing,
just to get
writing. Dude, nothing's like writing. Like nothing's
I
like
struggle
writing.
writing down the lyrics. Like it's all in my head.
Yeah. No, yeah. Or writing, just playing, freestyling.
I usually do like voice
freestyling, anything, freestyling on guitar.
Right, and
it's
that's
all
what
the
I do.
fucking same.
And
Yeah.
I use voice memos because writing it down, once I look at it and read it, it's like, oh, is that really what I said? Like,
well, I think like, for example, like, do you think a bird or a bear? Do you think a bird or a bear? I don't know. Do you think a bird thinks like, oh, this is a really good chestnut, I'm gonna go to this tree and get this chestnut? Or it's just instinct. It doesn't actually have language. It's just like trees there, you know, or not. It can't actually make complex thoughts because it doesn't have a language to think in. And that's probably really ignorant for me to say, because birds do have language, but we don't fucking know what it is.
I write from a point of monkey. Yes, I write from a point of monkey brain. That's where I write from.
Yeah.
Totally instinctual, and I think that creates the best. I think, you know, I mean, obviously, like sitting down and writing is different. I mean, like Cobain wrote Lithium. It's about about a guy. It's a story he wrote, and it's like reflective of himself, obviously, but like he talks
He's
about
bipolar, right?
I don't know. Actually, I have his journals. I haven't read them all, but
oh, that is the best book ever. Can we show that to the front? I read this in high school.
Yeah.
And there's this one comic Kurt Cobain did, and it was like of the dad being like, yo, let me feel like him kick or whatever, and it's with his like pregnant wife, and then whatever, the baby kicks the dad in the face or something like that. But it's all so weird, you know.
Yeah, he was an artist in many ways. I mean,
he was
sculptures, he did everything. I think he would have done all of this. He would have done podcasts, he would have done everything.
I don't know if he would have done podcasts. You think he would have?
Maybe not, because he didn't want to be in the limelight, but he definitely would have made movies. He would have made.
He's more Elliott Smith. Yo, he would have made movies. He made movies when he was a kid. Yeah,
and he would have been an artist. He would have expanded a lot.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about that, dude. So many beautiful minds get taken over by drugs. It's like a parasite. It's like a parasite.
Dead horse beaten many times. I mean, that's like terrible and sad. It's just so cliche at this point that it's just like my dad always said, and it was from a very like, I wouldn't say not tough love towards me, but it's very like a tough love point of view of like, are you really going to be a stereotype? Are you really going to let yourself be that? Like, that's kind of what he said about drunk driving. That's how he instilled it in me. Are you really going to let yourself be a fucking stereotype, dude? Like, are you really going to be like, yeah, a teenager gets drunk and, you know, like that kind of shit. Like,
it happens to everyone.
Right. And that's what it's saying. Like, yeah, it's of course, like, and it's almost, this tragedy happens so often that it's like, yeah, of course that happened. Of course. Like, duh. Like, and that's fucked up. Like, that's not good. That it's you know, maybe it's just me.
No, totally, dude. I
But
think, dude, being a stereotype for anything is fucking
no,
dumb.
it's sad. It's terrible. And
Dude,
that's-
even like the Grateful Dead stereotype, like you don't want to, you don't want to
Yeah.
be like what everybody else
well, that's
is.
like my
you
dad
know,
always said, like about because my dad grows cannabis and
I
stuff.
love Grateful Dead.
My-
Don't
me
get me
too. No,
wrong.
me too.
But
My-
be
my-
your own person.
My dad.
Fucking don't wear what do you call it?
Don't do it, or don't do it just because you think someone else wants it
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
And like my dad grows cannabis, and he does the whole thing. But he always said like there's like people out there who smoke it, and they talk about it constantly, and they talk about
Yeah,
how I'm so fucked up. And he's
true.
like,
Yeah.
and he was always like, weed isn't Cheech and Chong. Like,
Yeah,
you're not fucking
totally.
Cheech and Chong.
You
You're
said it
just
so
smoking.
formally too. You knew it was going somewhere good.
Yeah.
My father grows cannabis.
Yeah, he does. My father grows cannabis. He would hate that I said both of those words actually.
Yeah,
My father
I
my
call my
father-
dad father. What do you call
My
your dad?
father grows marijuana, dude.
Dude.
What's up, man? No, I call him dad.
I
Like,
call
"Hey,
him
Dad."
mother and father.
I usually say, "Hey, dad, how's it going, man?"
Mhm.
That's how we talk. I call
Dad, yeah.
call everyone man or dude. It's just kind of like a
Yeah. Dude, what do you call somebody when you forget their name?
what's up, man?
Chief?
What's up, man?
Man?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't say
man.
chief. I say, what's up, man? How's it
What's
going?
up, boss?
I forget
I say
everyone's
boss usually.
Really? I
Yeah.
forget everyone's name all the time. I forgot.
What's up,
all-
sport?
People who are friends with me now, they don't know this, but I
Hey,
did
champ.
not know their name for the first like 20 conversations we had.
Oh yeah,
Like Joe,
totally.
I didn't know Joe's name. 100%.
Oh, I didn't.
was like,
yeah,
what's
I
up,
didn't
man?
know Joe's
Hey,
name. I was
man.
actually I used to be in a band with Joe. Who'd never admit it, but it was right before COVID. And
Really?
it was actually badass, dude. We were playing Gold Digger. We were playing a bunch of fucking sick
That's cool.
songs, and we had a singer. We had a girl singer, and dude, I love
In
girls.
Portland or here?
In Orno. It was when he used to be in a frat.
Yeah. Who
and-
was the singer?
Haloy, this girl named Haloy,
Ah,
and I haven't heard from her in years, but I'd love for her to sing.
Yeah.
She killed it. We had this girl that was playing piano, and she was like, floor up for me. So she was like, "Yo, come play bass for my band." It's like, hell yeah. And we had him playing guitar, and this guy named Mark playing drums, and it was badass.
That's cool.
It was, I think I love bands when they're 3-piece because you guys can get shit done. But
Yeah,
I
it
do love
takes-
like
yeah.
a ton of people.
The only reason
a
we
ton of
haven't-
people on the same vibe, you know.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like we're so tight knit that it'd be hard to add someone at this point. We've talked about it. We have some really close friends that we've talked about having play like keys or something.
Yeah.
To add a different dynamic, but maybe we'll do that for the next album. But this album, everything's kind of already written and done. So it's like-
Yeah, totally. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't.
100%.
I guess I wouldn't call it a band either. We played like 4 times, and then we all got sent home because of COVID.
yeah.
But we
that's
were
hard.
gonna like play parties.
Yeah.
It was like before. It was
Everything got shut
it was
down.
really before there were bands in Orono. Because
Yeah.
when I was a freshman, and I'm
There's
sure you were
nothing.
the same way, it wasn't like live music.
There's nothing to tap. There was so many different ways I tried to tap into something, but there was just never anything there.
Right.
I mean, there were, but it wasn't organized, and that's what this. Like, I want people to be able to like tap this like a fucking tree. And
I wanna
Like,
friggin' tap your. I wanna tap your maple tree, dude. let me get some of the syrup in here.
listen, I appreciate the gesture.
Let me tap your tree.
No, yeah, no, definitely.
No, what is good?
I want to get everyone in here and everyone on board. I want this to be something that's like for the community, by the community. You know what I mean? Like essentially
Yeah.
a nonprofit that everyone takes part in running, and everyone kind
Right.
of does whatever they want to do within the
Right,
community
and that's
or
how
without.
how you get some of your best stuff. Not you personally, but
And I've seen shit like
when you got a ton of really good thinking minds
Yeah.
together.
and there's been some bands out there that have said weird things like in the community who said or just bands in Maine who have said like, yeah, the community wasn't crazy enough for us, so we are doing our own and whatever. And it's like that's fine, but you're still part of the community. Like this, this really should be called like 207. Like it's like
207
this is
Productions.
this is like
That's
Maine,
cool.
right? And that's
I
why
that.
like on Facebook it's like 207 bulletin board as opposed to like in duplex community. You know what I mean? Because it's like
right.
this is like it's by Maine form. Like whether you like it or not, you're part of the Maine community, right? Like,
I bet there are
you're part
so
of
many
this.
people here in Maine in this area who don't know us,
Mhm.
who don't know any musicians, who write friggin' amazing songs, who just don't have the connections, you know? And dude, that is something that if they just came to OHOP, they probably don't even know. They don't even know.
I mean, at this point, there's so G-Force.
There's
has
a
been
lot going
popping
on
off.
now. If you're a musician, but
we're trying to get people into G-Force. It's in the
It's just
mall.
such a far drive.
That's what most people say. I mean, they're setting up Uber stations there and stuff, but there's like a full sound system there with all the instruments are mic'd up. It's like concerts.
Right. Oh,
So,
that's sweet.
I mean,
You
it's
got a soundboard there and everything, huh?
yeah, like state of the art. It's like venue. This it's
Sweet.
like it's only 15 minutes away from Orno. We're trying to get more people out because those shows would be so perfect because it has the sound. If we could get the crowds that OHOP has,
Mhm.
the sound there is just immaculate. I mean, they're two
Totally.
different vibes. They're two different things. One's like a venue concert. One's like a bar
Mhm.
where you're seeing a band. You know what I mean? It's very different. Both are amazing. But I think that I just want to get more people over there. I want to spread the word as much as possible.
I'm coming.
Those are going to be fun.
You'll see me there in the cowboy hat.
Yes, those are going to be fun shows. Next one's this Friday.
Is there a place to dance and stuff at G-Force?
Oh yeah. It's crazy. You'll see. So yeah, Friday. There's 3 punk bands playing Friday. It's Moxie. We played at OHOP the other night. Random Ideas and White Later will be there, and then we're gonna be playing there at some point in the future. I think early October.
Sweet.
We have some really fun shit in October.
Hey, we let us open for you.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Oh, we should talk about that, dude. I definitely we've only practiced a couple times, but we have 10 songs already. Like, I would love to do 3 songs or whatever to open you guys up. Like that'd be a good time.
We'll talk more off camera and stuff, but
off camera.
Yeah,
man. Well, dude, we're hitting an hour 10 minutes,
Holy
dude.
shit. That's it.
Dude, time flies when you're having fun.
No, exactly.
But anything else you want to talk about before we end?
Just we're on so Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, anywhere you get music, it's Milk Street. Socials are Milk Street Band, the at or whatever. And then we have a TikTok now.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's not my department, but we're posting.
You gotta get on that department.
Yeah,
dude, that's how you really blow up.
Working on it. Milk Street Band. So yeah, check that shit out.
TikTok's hard though. TikTok's fucking hard to.
I downloaded.
I've never used it either.
Last night,
I tried to promote this on it, and I probably could, but getting clips, posting them, making you have to make the camera better for more views. There's a bunch of list of criteria how to really get people to see it, you know.
And that's the thing.
But you guys have all the resources.
No, that's
you guys could really kick ass.
If we can maneuver that world a little better, then we can do it for other bands too. So that's kind of everything I'm doing. My goal is to like figure out how to do it. Milk Street management wise has been like test runs for everything. I'm just testing shit out, seeing what works, and then using it for other bands once I know that it works.
Totally, yeah.
So it's like, we're just trying shit out. So yeah, follow all that. Instagram, Spotify, you can follow. Subscribe with YouTube. We have YouTube. We post a lot of our live shows.
Oh, I'll leave a link below, boy.
Yeah, all our socials. So yeah, and we have a website. You might see our stickers up. I don't have any on me, but we have some. Yeah, it's not there. We have some stickers.
I put a couple up in Portland.
Dope.
On light posts and everything.
If you see them, put us on your story, tag us, we'll repost it and shit. But yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I love your overalls. Good seeing you.
It's good to see you.
And
glad we're back.
I think we should just do another podcast soon.
Yeah,
just
soon.
Talk and hang out.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Like talk about what's going on in our lives.
Totally.
Because
music's back here. So
you're a fucking good guy to do a pod with.
Thank
I love
you,
it.
Man, you too.
Anyways, last words to the people.
Thank you for all the
love you, Mom.
support. Love you, Mom.
Fucking love you. Love you, Dad. Love you if you made it this far in the pod.
Love you, Dad.
I love everyone who fucking watch an hour and 13 minutes of us just shoot the shit. Like, yeah.
We're pretty. Come to Portland Pie. I'll be there tonight.
Come to Margaritas. I'll be there behind the scenes, cleaning dishes.
I'm bartending. Come say hi. If you see your stickers, let us know.
All right.
Love you. Mwah.
Stream ended.
Dope, dude. That was cool, man.